Hi, here's my read on coronavirus and the Congress. How will this virus affect Congress? The first two cards that came flying out, the Tower and the Emperor. It was interesting because this card almost came out at first and I thought, well, that didn't really fly out. I'm putting it back in, and then it came out again. So, but that's pretty self-explanatory. This is not a small deal. It's a very big deal. We just found out Rand Paul has coronavirus. So I think what we have happening is quite a disaster, and people are sort of having to jump ship. They're having to leave and go either be in quarantine or allow themselves to work through this illness. Covered by the Emperor, who we have to friggin' look at every single day at these press conferences, which I think he kind of loves. He can act like a bully to the press and just go on and on about how great he is, so much better than all past presidents, even though, Obama had a pandemic response office in the White House, a department devoted to this that Trump dissolved about a year ago, and he still has to keep saying, this is bad because no other president ever prepared us for this. I don't know how the public tolerates such horrible lies. And to also hear that another Mitt Romney is in quarantine, and he made a snarky joke about that today, acting like, oh, isn't that too bad? Just beyond evil. So I don't know, hey, maybe this card is just exposing him. The fact that he has to be in front of everybody every day and that everybody's at home having to watch these press conferences, and people who don't normally look maybe are having to look at just this jerk at the front of everything. And also, I think in general, he's trying to cover. He's on so many levels. I believe he's trying to cover up. I haven't read on this, but I'm gonna do a reading. Why aren't there many tests? Was there a purpose to the lack of tests? Hold it up. Let people get sick and let it go away without us having to record the numbers. It's very like Russian type of, covering up and pretending it's not what it is to make the Emperor look good. On the surface, again, sort of tying into that, everything's fine. This 10 of Cups, we couldn't be better. Just joyous, happy. But underneath the surface, I see this as, now sometimes this can mean like good news, but I feel like this means personal, emotional news, like from your doctor. This is what people are waiting for. I think they are getting tested. They all get to get tested, I guess, whereas the other Americans, people I know, don't get to. But they're getting tested and they're getting results back. And it's making them emotional. I just feel emotion in this. That just is like getting real for people. And maybe they're even checking in on each other, which is, in this environment of competitiveness and one-upsmanship, there's a friendliness between people that's real and emotional in Congress. In the past, I see this as an exchanging of germs, like who interacts with more people than members of Congress, or they should be anyway. But there's a lot of passing of germs, and even among one another. So it's whatever's gonna move forward. The damage is already done. Now you can start to wash hands and stay away from each other, but it's already been passed. And yes, there will be more people going home and having to leave work and be alone. I wondered, is this card just showing us that in general, this is a 6 of Swords, or are we talking about maybe there are going to be 6 members? I think maybe the card is just here where it is to represent that more people will be headed home and with the coronavirus, or, or needing to quarantine. I think that they're wondering, how are we going to manage this? How are we going to juggle this virus, people needing to go home and rest, and also our responsibility as Congress? Do we take a recess, or do we just try to do like the rest of America is doing and work from home, have people work from home if they need to be at home? So there's a lot of sort of not sure what we're gonna do and juggling that right now. You know, they need to pass that bill. So, and you got people going home, needing to rest. So they're really juggling a lot right now, probably so they can all take a recess. Of course, the hope is that there will be a miracle cure and everything will be okay. And the long-term, outcome, this is a sitting pretty card, and that's great. You're gonna get a lot of people recovered, and it's mostly gonna be okay. Now I say that because this is a 9 of Pentacles. A 10 of Pentacles is the complete, amount that can be of success. We have a 9 of Pentacles here, and at the base that we have a Death card. And so, based on this being a 9 of Pentacles and being a success card, I did wonder if there might be someone. I think that these cards both together say that I think it would just be one person might, and I'm sorry, and I feel like sick saying it. And of course, nobody wants that. We have a lot of old people in Congress. Just like in the world, people are dying, and it's just a fact of the situation. And this makes me wonder if 9 people will get it and recover fully. But I think there might be this also to contend with, and I hope I'm wrong. I don't really see any other meaning to this. Congress itself it's not going to be the end of Congress. So I think that might be our answer, but that the majority of people will be okay. Maybe 6, maybe 9, and maybe one death. And again, I hope I'm wrong. But I did ask, and that was the answer I got. And I thank you for watching.